Okay, so I'm not even, what y'all be saying, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Ain't that what y'all say? I don't know what that means, but I just know that I'm not gonna do it right now. But I have been having, it was not stressful, but it was difficult over the weekend, and I learned a lot, honestly. Um, I'm not going to tell the whole story in this video. I'll probably make that another video because that's a whole lesson within itself. But long story short, I threw a temper tantrum over the weekend. Um, and God told me about myself pretty much, just letting me know like I be busy minding other people's business and I don't be listening to what he be telling me to do. Like sometimes I do. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do listen, but as we all do, there's times where God will tell us to do something, and then we like rationalize it in our head. Like, well, okay, I think I should do this instead. Like, I don't really think I'm hearing you right, Lord. But really, we be hearing Him right. It's just we don't be wanting to do it, or we want to do it our way, which is like, okay, I'm gonna obey you, but not every detail that you tell me. I'm gonna still do what you're telling me to do, but I'm gonna do it my way, and that's not okay. And I had to learn that the hard way, So I will make a video about that because, okay. But I just wanted to come real quick and just testify because as I have been learning to obey God fully, I just saw how God graced me today. And there's been plenty of other times where, of course, God will grace me and I will have favor in certain things and everything just because I followed His instructions. But I just had to come and express it today because it's just like, wow, like even though I was acting out over the weekend and having my little fit because things didn't go the way that I thought that they was gonna go, God still, like, He didn't hold that against me. He's not holding a grudge or anything. Like, He still chose to give me another instruction when I asked. Like, He's still answering me when I asked Him for things, and He's still showing Himself to me without me having to ask, so just allowing me to be His daughter. Um, so I asked Him today, like, well, I think it was a couple of days ago. I asked because I needed to get an oil change, and I had an oil change appointment set for yesterday, I believe it was. And when I made the appointment, I don't know what I was thinking because I knew I wasn't going to be able to make the appointed time. I knew it. So yesterday came and I'm like rushing, not even rushing, but I'm kind of rushing to get there at the right time. And as soon as I dropped my kids off at daycare, like I already knew I'm not gonna make it because at this point from daycare to the oil change place, it's already putting me behind where I need to be because I was gonna clock in at work from the oil change place because I just work online. So I had my laptop and everything. I was gonna clock in at 8 o'clock and wait for them to do my oil. No, I wasn't gonna get there until about 8:20. So I'm like, dang, okay, I can't be late. So let me just go home. And I was kind of beating myself up about it because I'm like, dang, okay, now I gotta worry about, is my car gonna break down? Like, what's gonna happen now that I've missed the appointment to get my oil change done? So I was kind of worrying about it, but I asked God, I was like, okay, well, where else should I go? And so I look up places that are around me, and there was like two or three different ones. And the one that stood out to me, it was right over here by my house, but I felt it was like a little ghetto. And so I was like, I don't really know about this, because I don't know. But I was like, okay, at this point, I've been learning my lessons. So if this is where you're telling me to go, then I'm going to go. And of course, I asked again today. I was like, okay, are we sure? Is this where we're going? And I really didn't feel like going, but I knew that I had to do it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just get up and go right now. So I went to the place that God told me to go to over here at the Quick Car. And when I tell y'all, first of all, I was already sad because the original place I was going to go to, I was supposed to be getting a discount. So it was going to be half the price of what I paid at the place where I went. So I was kind of sad about that. I was a little salty. But when I got to the place today, it was the cheaper option out of the varieties that they had because my car, I guess, needed the cheaper option. I don't know. But it was the cheaper option. So I was happy about that. And then whenever they gave me my car back, he was like, one of your fluids was low. I don't know about cars, so I'm not even gonna try to tell you what he told me was low. I just know he said it was low and it needed to be replaced. And he said that he went ahead and replaced it for me at no charge. And I'm like, okay, thank you, you know? And it's just like, it's so important to follow specific directions that God gives us, because those specific directions puts us in places and puts us in front of people and puts us where we need to be to receive what God is trying to give to us. So if I would have made my appointment yesterday, yes, I would have paid a cheaper price, but I would not have gotten that fluid issue fixed. Or if I did, it would have been at a cost to me, or they would not have even noticed it, you know? So it's just so important to be where we're supposed to be. And I have been learning that, like, we can't afford to, I'm not gonna cuss, but we can't afford to have to do it anymore, okay? Like, at all, because God is doing too much, and he's like super serious about this. Like, it's not enough. And he told me this, like, it's not enough to be like, dad, Lord, like, okay, I love you, like, okay, I'm listening to you. Like, it's not enough to do that. Like, if we are sitting here asking him for things and we're sitting here really trying to walk the walk with him, then we have to be willing to be obedient, even when we feel like it doesn't make sense, even when we don't want to do it, or even when we're not sure, especially when we're not sure. Because there's been so many times where I'll be like, okay, well, I'm not sure if you said this, Dad, but I'm gonna still do it, and he will correct it. And then there's other times where it's like, okay, I'm not sure what you want to do, so I'm just not going to do anything. And then that has put me at a delay for certain things. So it's just imperative to just always walk in faith, even when you don't know what to do. Just ask God. And if you ask him, have faith and know that he will correct you if you move wrongly. So that's it. That's all. Yeah, I'll make another video about the weekend activities that occurred. But for now, that's it.